On today's edition of Notable New England, if you are at a loss on what to get someone special in your life for the holidays, I have some great New England gift ideas that might inspire you. And the best part, you're supporting the local economy. Stay tuned for some spectacular surprises. Lovely listeners, and thank you for tuning in to Notable New England. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Gretchen B., and I'm a lifelong and proud New Englander. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I had a great day with my family, but the ensuing days, well, most of my family ended up with the norovirus. Ugh. That was not so much fun, but at least it struck us after we got to celebrate together, so at least that's a plus. Try to stay healthy out there, folks. It's a nasty virus going around, that's for sure. We're getting so close to the holidays, and I've heard so many people stressing over what to get friends and loved ones for gifts. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to do a Notable New England gift guide with some gift ideas from our region that your recipients will love and that support our local economy. I will preface that this is not a sponsored episode, and these are just ideas that I came up with on my own without any influence from anyone. So don't worry. This is not an episode where, so-and-so sent me something to promote. Nope. These are just Gretchen B. ideas based on personal experience and things that I think people might enjoy. Before we get into the gift guide, though, let's dig into some Wicked Light Bites, community news and happenings from each New England state. Stowe Mountain Rescue wants to remind skiers about backcountry skiing and dangers due to recent TikTok trends that end up leaving skiers stranded, injured, and in need of help. Stowe has recently seen an unprecedented number of early ski season rescues, and they note that social media trends and impulsive behavior are to blame. On December 1st, Stowe Mountain Rescue shared a Facebook post detailing a recent rescue in which a lost skiing party said they had been inspired by TikTok. Two 19-year-olds ventured into Vermont's backcountry in the hopes of recreating an experience seen on TikTok. Stowe Mountain Rescue Chief John West has this to say. Quote, they ended up obviously in backcountry terrain, and they were relatively unprepared for where the drainage dropped them. Following ski tracks out of bounds is a more common practice that can also result in skiers needing to be rescued. I think many of them just think, I'll just follow these guys' ski trail, and if somebody else went into the woods there, I'll just follow their tracks all the way out. But obviously, that doesn't work, end quote. Skiers often end up traveling long distances and end up in areas where conditions are not safe and that are harder for rescuers to get to. John West says that before you head out, do a risk assessment. Quote, how long am I going to be out there? How warm do I need to be? How cold is it? Are there impending storms coming in? Do I have cell phone coverage if I do get in trouble? Even good skiers can get into trouble, end quote. He says the best solution is for skiers to stay inbounds at the resorts. Information for this item comes from Nathaniel Wilson at Vermont Public. Hermit Woods Winery and Sweet Mercy Kitchen in Meredith, New Hampshire have launched Free Soup Mondays to help families who are experiencing the rising costs of food and the pressures of the holiday season. Every Monday, community members are welcome to stop by Sweet Mercy Kitchen, which is located at 72 Main Street in Meredith, New Hampshire, to pick up a free cup of soup to go while supplies last. There's no purchase necessary and no questions asked. Different soups will be offered each week. For information, you can contact Hermit Woods Winery at 603-253-7968 or visit hermitwoods.com. Information for this item comes from the Laconia Daily Sun. The Portland Ballet with the Portland Ballet Orchestra present a Victorian Nutcracker this holiday season. This version is unique to Portland, Maine, with the first act drawing upon Victoria Mansion's own history and characters. Ticket prices range from $33 to $97, and the run time is 2 hours, including an intermission. Performances run from December 16th through the 27th and take place at the Merrill Auditorium in Portland, Maine, as well as the Westbrook Performing Arts Center in Westbrook, Maine. For details, visit porttix.com. Information for this item comes from the PortTix website. Commonwealth Kitchen, in partnership with the Mass 250 Initiative, have created a special holiday gift box full of local foods that celebrate Boston's revolutionary history. Many of the items featured come from BIPOC, immigrant-owned, and women-owned businesses. Each gift box features 10 different treats, including a Minuteman marinara sauce straight from Boston's North End to Fluffernutter cookies from the Black-owned shop Boston Cookie Kitchen. Courtney Roy Brannigan, Chief Impact Officer at Commonwealth Kitchen, says, quote, "The anniversary of the state and the country next year has allowed us to lean into the theme in our own unique Commonwealth Kitchen way. We have a handful of products from members featured in this year's box that tie into the theme. For example, we have a delicious chai tea blend from Madrasi Masala. And of course, tea is synonymous with Boston, with the revolution, and with the birth of democracy in the United States," end quote. Commonwealth Kitchen is a nonprofit that supports primarily BIPOC and women-owned businesses with shared kitchen and manufacturing space, specialized equipment, best practices, and valuable connections. They are coaches, mentors, and advocates, and since 2009, they've helped launch more than 150 diverse food businesses, and they've created over 500 jobs. Information for this item comes from Selena Colby at the Bay State Banner, as well as the Commonwealth Kitchen website. The Greenwood Credit Union City Hall Plaza in Warwick, Rhode Island officially opens this weekend. This new outdoor recreation center features an ice skating rink, which will operate throughout the colder months. And then in the warmer months, expect to see farmers markets, movie nights, concerts, and dances, as well as roller skating and pickleball. Warwick's Mayor Frank Picozzi says, quote, "It's a new centerpiece for our city, a place for families to gather, for events to be held, and for our community to come together throughout all seasons," end quote. The outdoor recreation center is located off Post Road, right behind Warwick City Hall. Information for this item comes from Sarah Bodden at WPRI 12. Back East Brewing Company in Bloomfield, Connecticut has released a new beer called Holiday Hops, and sales of the beer help to benefit Connecticut Food Share. Tony Karlowitz, the co-founder of Back East, says, quote, close to 9 months ago, we started working on it, and 10% of all holiday hops can sales are going to food share, as well as $1 for every pint we sell, end quote. Connecticut Food Share CEO Jason Jakubowski said that the holiday hops sales will help the 515,000 people in Connecticut who face food insecurity. He says, quote, every dollar that gets donated to us at Connecticut Food Share, we can turn into 2 meals across the state. The money we raise will help keep us afloat for the rest of this year, which is why holiday hops is such a great idea, end quote. Back East Brewing Company is selling holiday hops through the month of December only at their Bloomfield location, both in cans and on draft. For more information, you can visit backeastbrewing.com. Information for this item comes from Jim Altman at Fox 61. Up after the break, I'll be back with some creative New England gift ideas that will hopefully inspire you to shop local and support your neighborhood businesses. Stay tuned. You're listening to Notable New England. Give someone the gift of New England stories this holiday season. With the Notable New England Patreon gift membership, your loved one gets early ad-free episodes of Notable New England, as well as other cool perks, including Notable New England merch, depending on the tier you choose. Choose a gift length from 1 month to a full year and support a local creator, that's me, while sharing something meaningful. Get a gift membership at patreon.com/notablenewengland/gift. That's patreon.com/notablenewengland/gift. Thank you for your support. If you love Notable New England, help the podcast grow. Share the podcast with a friend, family member, or fellow New England enthusiast. Word of mouth goes a long way and helps others discover the podcast and become part of our Notable New England family. Or tap those 5 stars on your podcast app. It's quick, it's free, and it helps more people discover the show. Your support means everything. Thank you so much. How is your holiday shopping going? Are you at a loss on what to get someone? Sick and tired of the endless online promos for stuff people really don't need or want? Need some creative ideas for gifts that support your local economy versus the big box stores? I decided this year to curate a small list of things with New England roots that hopefully get you out of the what do I get rut and inspire you to support your local New England community. I'll make sure to put links for all of these items in the show notes so you can just go there, click, and be taken to where you need to go. And once again, I stress, none of these gift ideas are sponsored. Nobody sent me anything to promote or to advertise to you. These are just some ideas that I had, some that I've personally experienced, and that I wanted to share with you to give you some inspiration this holiday season. Let's start with something sweet. I don't know about you, but I am super picky about hot chocolate. I cannot with the Swiss Miss and powdered stuff. Granted, there are some decent ones, but the best hot chocolate I have ever had comes from a company born in Walpole, New Hampshire, with locations in Massachusetts as well as in other states. I'm talking about L.A. Burdick chocolate. It was back in 1987 that Larry Burdick came back from training in Switzerland as a chocolatier to change the way chocolate was produced here in the United States. Instead of mass-produced, molded candy mostly made of sugar and poor quality cocoa, Larry was intent on creating quality handmade chocolates and drinking chocolate, combining Swiss knowledge, the thoughtfulness of French gastronomy, and his own American ingenuity. L.A. Burdick's chocolates are made from exceptional quality cocoa beans as the main ingredient. Chocolates are shaped by hand and never molded, and you can definitely taste the difference in every bite. One of their signature items is their chocolate mice, which are almost too cute to eat, but they are very delicious, I have to say. They have a variety of chocolate candy assortments, and they are presented in beautiful wooden boxes with a wax seal and a nice ribbon around them. They also have some very nice candy bars. And as I mentioned at the top, my favorite of all time, their drinking chocolate. Their drinking chocolates are made from real chocolate shavings, not powdered mixes. It delivers a rich and creamy chocolate drink. Each blend uses the finest cocoa and natural ingredients, resulting in cafe-quality hot chocolate drinks. From classic milk chocolate to more intense dark chocolate varieties, you can enjoy them as a comforting hot chocolate beverage during the winter, smoothly dissolved into hot milk. Or in the warmer months, you can make iced chocolate drinks. Honestly, it is the best hot chocolate I have ever had, and they've ruined me for other hot chocolate. True story. This is how good it is. You can buy bags of the drinking chocolate, and they come complete with a metal whisk. You can visit their locations in Walpole, New Hampshire, Boston, Massachusetts, Brookline, Massachusetts, and Cambridge, Massachusetts, if you're in New England. Outside of New England, they have locations in New York City, Washington, D.C., and Chicago. And if you can't visit one of the stores in person, you can order on their website and have their chocolate shipped to you. Visit burdickchocolate.com and check out all they have to offer. Not only did L.A. Burdick chocolate come out of Walpole, New Hampshire, but one of its most famous residents does as well, the documentarian Ken Burns. As you may have heard, Ken has a new documentary on PBS out, The American Revolution. I have personally seen it, and let me tell you, it is exceptional. If you want the history lesson you never got in school, this is the documentary to watch. And it's quite timely with the 250th anniversary of America's independence coming up in 2026. But did you know that Ken Burns is a silent partner of Larry Burdick's in a French bistro attached to the L.A. Burdick location in Walpole, New Hampshire? The restaurant at Burdick's is modeled after classic French bistros, and their menu items are made of locally sourced seasonal ingredients. Some of the sample menu items include French onion soup, New England oysters, a Gruyere omelet, steak frites, quiche, and beef stew provençal. They feature daily dishes with beef, salmon, dayboat scallops, along with French-inspired Asian cuisine and other wonderful gastronomic delights. There is a full bar, a wine list which represents countries and varietals from all over the world, and a robust selection of beers sourced from local and national breweries. It offers an intimate dining experience with banquet seating, mirrored walls, and large windows overlooking the main street of Walpole, New Hampshire. If you have a foodie in your life and you want to impress them, make a reservation and take them to the restaurant at Burdick's in Walpole, New Hampshire. You can visit their website at 47mainewalpole.com. And if you have a history buff or two in your life, you can get Ken Burns' documentary, The American Revolution, on DVD everywhere. And they also have a soundtrack for the American Revolution documentary available on CD as well as on streaming platforms. Or how about gifting that loved one with a GBH Passport membership, and they can stream the American Revolution as well as all of Ken Burns' documentaries and a ton of PBS content while supporting public television. For information on a GBH Passport membership, you can visit wgbh.org/passport. Who says holiday shopping has to be a drag? If you've never been to the Vermont Country Store located in Rockingham, Vermont, and they have a flagship store in Weston, Vermont, you are in for a treat. You might already recognize them from their iconic catalogs. Yes, they do still print them. And they're filled with hard-to-find treasures, beloved brands from decades past, high-quality bedding and housewares, classic toys, cozy clothing, specialty foods, and all kinds of nostalgic goodies. Founded in 1946 and family-owned, the Vermont Country Store stand behind every item with a 100% hassle-free guarantee. If you're not completely delighted, they will exchange it or refund you. No fuss, no muss. What I love most is how every visit feels like stepping into a time capsule in the best way. 1 minute you're admiring Charlie Brown and Snoopy pajamas and vintage board games, and the next you're sampling old school candies, flipping through books, or spotting perfumes you haven't seen since childhood. Think Love's Baby Soft, Elizabeth Taylor scents. Yeah, they've got them all. On my last visit, I left with a deck of Gypsy Witch cards, which was like a nostalgic stocking stuffer from my childhood, a glitter bubbling pumpkin nightlight topped with a black cat, and some classic common crackers to give to my mom for her famous Thanksgiving stuffing. And don't even get me started on the candy counter. It is fantastic. If you're looking to check off your holiday list in one fun, cozy outing, a trip to the Vermont Country Store might be exactly what you need. It's impossible to leave empty-handed and even harder to leave without a smile. If you've got somebody in your life who loves to bake, a trip to the King Arthur Baking Company in Norwich, Vermont should be on your list. You've, of course, seen King Arthur flour at the grocery store, and it's a staple in many households. They've been around since 1790, when Henry Wood began importing flour from England and established his business at Boston's Long Wharf. Henry Wood and Company, the original ancestor of King Arthur Baking Company, was the first flour company in the young United States and the first food company in New England. In 1896, the Sands, Taylor, and Wood Company introduced its new and improved flour at the Boston Food Fair, naming it King Arthur for its Arthurian attributes: purity, loyalty, honesty, superior strength, and a dedication to a higher purpose. At King Arthur Baking Company's Norwich, Vermont headquarters, you can enjoy their cozy cafe and bakery before or after you shop. The cafe and bakery serves fresh breads, pastries, sandwiches, and salads made daily with regional ingredients like Vermont basil, local berry jam, and small batch cheeses. The King Arthur store itself is a baker's paradise. It is stocked with all the tools and King Arthur flowers and ingredients that you need to make magic in the kitchen. And their knowledgeable team of bakers is there to share tips, recommend tools, and help you find whatever you need. They also offer in-person baking classes at their Baking Education Center. So another great gift would be to get that special someone a gift certificate for a future baking class at the Norwich campus. I bet that would totally rock their world. If you can't make it to the King Arthur Baking Company in person, you can also visit them online and shop at kingarthurbaking.com. And did you know that the King Arthur Baking Company is an employee-owned company? They have been since 2004. Experience Maine's amazing landscapes, scenery, and wildlife, and learn to take the perfect photos with a Down East Adventures photography workshop. They offer a variety of photographic workshops, from Acadia National Park to a Puffins and Seals cruise, a workshop aboard the schooner Grace Bailey for seafaring photos, an autumn foliage workshop, and more. The photography workshops are taught by some of Maine's top photographers who know the ins and outs of the best locations to get perfect shots. If you have somebody who is looking for an adventure and who wants to capture the best of what Maine has to offer through their camera lens, sign them up for a Down East Adventures photography workshop. You can get details on upcoming workshops on the Down East magazine website. There is a separate page under Down East Shop for the photography workshops. Check the show notes for the direct link. Oh, how I miss lobster. I used to be able to eat it as a kid, and I loved it, and I would beg for it all the time. But then in adulthood, I developed a shellfish allergy, which crushed my dreams of being able to eat it anymore. But when I loved eating lobster and when I could eat lobster, Maine lobster was my favorite. And it is the best. People travel far and wide to experience its deliciousness. Well, how about bringing the lobster right to your doorstep? Maine Lobster now ships live Maine lobsters overnight to your door so you can have your own little feast. You can peruse their selection of prepared lobster tails, fresh and frozen lobster meat, complete lobster roll dinner kits, and pre-made meals like lobster bisque and lobster mac and cheese. And you can send this to someone you know who loves lobster. They offer an extensive range of sizes from 1 pound to even 15 to 20 pounds. You can get cooking tips on their website, or you can chat with one of their specialists online or on the phone with any questions you have. Visit MaineLobsterNow.com for details. The perfect gift for that special someone who is craving a Maine lobster but might not be close enough to Maine to get one. You know that friend or family member who is obsessed with the Hallmark Channel's holiday movies? Well, here's a great experience gift that you can do with them. You can take a trip on the Connecticut Christmas Movie Trail. The trail is a self-guided experience that lets you explore filming locations from your favorite holiday movies filmed in Connecticut that have appeared on the Hallmark Channel, Netflix, and Lifetime. There are 22 sites in total that you can visit in some of Connecticut's most charming towns. There is a map with all of the locations and the movies associated with them that I have put a link to in the show notes. You can make a weekend getaway out of it and see the sights, dine at some of the local restaurants, and stay in a cozy B&B or inn and get your fill of Christmas charm. If you have somebody who is a pizza-obsessed person, here is a fun experience gift idea. Head to New Haven, Connecticut for the day and book a private Taste of New Haven pizza tour. They'll help you customize a private guided tour to various New Haven institutions from Sally's Beats to Frank Pepe's, Moderna Beats, Zanelli Pizzeria, Michelina's Beats, and more. They also offer a number of group tours, including a Little Italy pizza tour, a Pizza Lovers tour, a State Street pizza tour, and a downtown pizza tour. For more information, contact Dan at tasteofnewhaven.com or call 203-231-5649. You can visit their website for tour information too at tasteofnewhaven.com/tours. For the person who loves the opulence of the Gilded Age, consider a gift membership to the Newport Mansions. Membership gives you free, unlimited access to all of the general admission properties without the need for a timed reservation at the breakers. Members also get discounted ticketing for specialty tours. They offer standard and premium membership tiers that offer a variety of extra benefits depending upon the level you choose. You can find out more about the various membership levels at newportmansions.org. You can't think of Rhode Island without thinking of Dell's lemonade. For the Dell's obsessed, consider buying Dell's Make-at-Home Lemonade Mix or ready-to-drink lemonade. You can get it on the Dell's website along with other Dell's memorabilia, including t-shirts, hats, Christmas ornaments, pet accessories, cups, bath and body products. Yep. They make a lip balm, hand and body soap, and hand and body lotion, as well as a scented candle. There are also other Dell's novelties that you can choose from. The perfect gift or stocking stuffers for the Rhode Islander in your life, or someone who used to live there but now lives far away and craves a taste of home. Visit dells.com to visit their online shop. Give the gift of music this season with classes or gift cards from Passim School of Music and Club Passim in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Know somebody who's always wanted to learn an instrument or take their musical skills further? The Passim School of Music offers affordable classes in guitar, banjo, songwriting, voice, music production, and more. Perfect for anyone who's ready to jump into their musical journey. And some of the classes can be done on Zoom if you're not in the area. If you have music lovers in your life who already adore Passim or who would love to go, treat them to a Club Passim gift card or even a membership. They can enjoy world-class performances from beloved local musicians to highly acclaimed touring artists. You can savor great food and drinks and soak in the warm, community-driven atmosphere Passim is known for. Best of all, Passim is a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting the arts and enriching the Cambridge community by elevating local, national, and international artists. You can learn more or purchase gifts at passim.org. If you recall, last year I had Laura Campagna, also known as the Wednesday Witch from Roslindale, Massachusetts, on the podcast to discuss the winter solstice. And she did tell us a bit about her work as a writer, teacher, and healer who began studying tarot and astrology at the age of 13. Well, if you know somebody who's into tarot, astrology, and energy healing, you can gift them with a session with Laura. She provides tarot readings, information on your birth chart, which can give insights on your personality traits, strengths, challenges, and potential life themes, and energy healing sessions that help with releasing blocks and fixations in consciousness. Or if you know somebody who has always wanted to learn how to read tarot or understand astrology on their own, she does also offer tutoring sessions. All sessions are on Zoom. unless otherwise noted. Laura offers gift certificates for her services, so you can choose from a variety of sessions that you think the person you are gifting would be interested in. For more information, you can visit lauracampagnaAstrology.com. Now, this list is just a small sampling of gift ideas that I came up with, but I also want to add that things like local artisan fairs where you can meet the artisans and purchase their creations, independent bookstores and record stores, art galleries or artists in your area who have art to sell, musicians in your area who have albums you can buy, museums and cultural attractions, gift a membership, or even get a day pass for somebody to enjoy, get tickets for local sporting events, live music, history tours, gift cards to local restaurants and coffee shops, or maybe a day of relaxation and pampering at your neighborhood spa or salon. If you're able and have the means to, shop local and support our New England economy by purchasing through our small business owners. They sure would appreciate it, and you help keep the money in your community. I'll be back on December 21st with a new episode of Notable New England, so I hope you will all tune in. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you back here on December 21st. Take care, everyone.